affect your team, you know, when you're on actual game day, because that's one thing that you just don't ever really get to experience as a spectator or anything like that, is the actual mindset of the players when we actually get into it. But we are finally on to the map, and it is 5A already off the bat. We are going fast here from Envy.
Oh, wow. And they'll be able to at least answer back with Marv trading out Wardell. We talked about Wardell and his aggressiveness, but even still, Levi comes out with a trade of his own, and they'll spot out a lot of information from Sabros's dog and back away. But this is looking like a little bit of a wounded Envy. What do they do from here?
I mean, it's going to be really tough because they're super low, and you'll also notice that TSM haven't bitten on anything. You have Bang and Hazed both positioned over by C and B respectively, knowing that there's not going to be any sort of rotation coming through. So it becomes pretty easy for TSM to sort of hold their footing for the time being. Envy have cut noise, but are slowly going to test the water here and see if they can get a pick. FNS, I mean, if he is able to find something down A, that could then cause the rotation, because you're trying to see, he wants to get one pick while the other two players sort of test it out over on the rest of the map. And I like this idea, but you'll notice Hayes is starting to creep up towards C. He's got a great timing on this.
Oh, he's going to spray them down, at least find one. Still a little low. Crashes with the recon bolt. Thought that was a shock dart. There it is. Right around the corner. Finds the pick onto Hayes. Now we've got a little bit of an even footing. They'll at least get the spike down, but TSM is looking to fight back very quickly.
Yeah, we have a shock dart, and actually the plant gets canceled. That's very nicely done. And that shock dart comes in and shuts it all down. There's just making out of sight, rotating back, you know, getting those flanks off when you are on defense. You definitely have to be able to hold your ground, especially when your team does such a good job of shutting down that early aggression. You'll notice, like, Envy don't want any part of that early aggression, but Wardell does, and he's just going to do it with that Ghost, making sure he can save up to the off in round 3.
They're trying to chase down Wardell as he was pushed a little bit aggressively. Did find a little bit of damage, it seems like, onto Victor and Marv. But Envy will have to consider that, right? That conditioning. Wardell constantly being pushed up A. The potential of Hayes maybe being pushed up C. Envy have to really consider those factors as we move into the round to round.
It is fun seeing a Marshall on Ye. If you can find a pick or anything like that, it may be good, and they're just smoking their way onto the B site. Victor is actually going to be able to trade up to a Spectre. That could be important.
Yeah, stuck in the smoke, though. Bang, back sight. Oh, and it's just falling apart still, though.
Hold that mid window. This is something TSM do all the time. You'll notice 3 guns stay over, so they've got triple Spectre, 1 Phantom upgrade, and the Operator too. And if they end up getting blown out a little bit early in the round, it's just going to be a save on that Operator for the time being. But if Leviathan can make something happen here on the A site, it's definitely a winnable round for TSM in the 3rd.
Early scouting for Envy. Tell them that Wardell is not, in fact, down A, which means that he could be positioned somewhere else. And, of course, we see Marv has pushed up.
He's just chilling.
Yeah, towards that C Covey, feeling a little cozy. You know, if I'm Envy, I'm thinking, where is Wardell? They know that he's going to be picking up the op. They know they want to try to avoid it.
Oh, wow. The dog up mid, not seeing anyone in window, actually caused this quick rotation over towards the A site. So there's only 2 players leaning C for the time being. Bang tries to get the spam through, but actually gets dinked in the process here, unable to find really anything, and that's going to let Envy straight onto the C site.
Oh, and he backs away as well. The Nano Swarms come through here for Hayes, and he's still playing close to his chest. Sabrose with the opening pick. Wardell with another. And they're stuck in this connector here.
That's going to be an unfortunate loss for them. They're going to have to go into the Sheriff buys now and do the best they can, but likely a quick streak here to start it off for TSM on defense.
Oh, Victor just trying to stay alive. Crashies goes in, though. Going to make it in, and of course, Victor thinking about following up. Still fighting for that A-side control, whether Wardell's going to be there or not. Well, over towards C. B pop, just about ready here for Envy.
Double mollies on site here, so the second they know they're in here, the mollies go down, and well, you can't plant the spike anymore. That lets the rotation come in. We'll see if Hayes wants to peek out of the smoke. He does. That's gonna be a great timing for him to get 1 and maybe a little bit more, but missing that second shot has now led a couple players into A link, so and we have a couple options how they want to play this, but I think option number 1 is just get the spike on the ground, make sure you get that money.
Spike planted.
Yeah, that was the priority all along, whether they lost everybody, but now they actually have a pretty good foothold in this B site. We'll see how TSM decide to flush things out, and that's a great way to start. Wardell from the opposite side. There's another swing from Victor. Almost gets taken down, and Wardell's out. This could be a little bit more doable here for Envy. They'll now start to push in from A link, and they're just stuck gravity well. Sheriffs are coming online. 2 players remaining here as the Seekers comes out, and Bang just trying to avoid that flash. He's out of position, down to Hayes, and what a great round.
Victor is able to get Envy straight back into the map.
And now, that op lost by Wardell, picked up here by Ye. Sabrosa already feeling it as he gets taken down to 5 HP. And of course, the Sky can't heal himself back up. But Hayes, he's going to be a factor as he's playing close to his chest here in Garage.
So much utility set up here by TSM, but Envy want to go flying on in here. Ye is doing everything. He's opping, he's engaging with a frenzy. What can't this man do?
Looks like he can't plant the spike. He is the one on the site, but of course Marv is the one coming down, but they'll pop out from the window. 2 quick picks here in succession for TSM, 3v4. There are a couple of injured members here for TSM. Yay, he's got a great sight line into the alleyway there. Gonna let TSM play very comfortable. Cosmic Divide to kind of follow suit here from the defense, so that's gonna give them a little bit more space to jump peek. They know Ye's in a little bit of a tougher spot. The flash to push him away, and he's going to have to retreat as the Seekers come in. But he's backing right up to the Cosmic Divide. Still, though, Adele already on the site. Ye's running around with the frenzy, and it's down to the 1v1. The knives! He runs out of ammo! Levi with the classic! What a round from TSM!
Oh my word, Ye runs out of the knives, Levi runs out of his bullets. They're both staring at each other, they don't know what to do, but leaded fights that Envy at the end of it all were not able to come out on top of.
This is an important round coming up here, Ender, as both ops are officially online. I haven't really had the ability to fully utilize them as I'm imagining they would want. And A's pushes up a little bit aggressively to kind of, you know, counterpunch off of that Hunter's Fury. Wardell not going to let them into the C site, but still Envy not letting those window shenanigans happen once again. 2 members remain here for TSM.
You should run.
It's important that they were ready for that one and willing to shut it down. Now the lockdown from on site. TSM can be so hard to get back onto this one with an operator and the man disadvantage. They need that initial pick to make it work. They're trying to find it before the lockdown goes down. They actually destroyed it with the shock darts. Very nicely done at the last possible second, but still coming away worse for wear in these fights. Bang on 3 HP has to run.
They pick up the op, take it away, and they run away. They get their pick, and of course it was a difficult site to hit after they lost way too many members. Particularly want to highlight Finesse on that round, finding the pick mid, finding the pick in the garage as well. Just so much came his way on, I wouldn't even call that the lurk. Like the rest of the team was.
Eco, they're leaning heavy over towards that TC site for the moment. Could look for a little quick push up mid as well. That's what Wardell's going to go for with the Blade Storm. A nice little attempt, but as soon as no one's near grass, you kind of have to back it on up or else risk getting peeked out by window. So the early look from Wardell doesn't pan out, and now TSM back up to a more defensive stance.
You know, this isn't a horrible round here for TSM. Envy are starting to pick up some steam, so they can definitely get some damage done. They've got the op, they've got a Phantom, they've got knives. So it's not completely out of the woodwork. And, of course, some utility from the rest of the team, alternates available. But Zay hit's going to come in quite fast. Wardell's already here. Levi's playing around short side, and as they pop in, not really any information gained, but they're just waiting. They
haven't cleared short,
Levi's
though.
in a great position. Wardell's waiting. Good shot there into Levi. He's down and accounted for as it's just the 3 members here for TSM, but the lockdowns pushed everyone back from Envy. They haven't quite hit the site yet, and 1 player gets detained. It's Ye, but Wardell's a little bit afraid, knows that somebody's at least covering. They walk up slow. Marv gets taken down, and that is Spike. That has to be brutal as Wardell gets elevation up on the boxes.
30 seconds left.
Mike is down still. Potential here. Another one for Wardell. Can he find anything else? No. Ye's got it. Of course he does. And now it's just the 1v2.
Yeah, Bang was waiting all the time in case there was going to be a rotation on back here. He is one of the players with a Phantom, though. So it is doable on light armor here. Has to get through the turret first and another player. It's not going to be enough. Ye with the triple.
That was what we came here to see, right? It's the Wardell show. He's got those knives popped. And again, he's looking over towards the side. Gets a little bit overwhelmed, but still finds the pick. And that is beautiful. You lose the Sova, you lose your recon. So they now have to go in
awkward.
Dark. Yeah.
They sort of, the 3 people look at him like, wait a second, is that a bad guy up there? Or is that just hallucination? I don't know. A couple players in garage. They have to deal with that dog. Oh, I love Sabrosa. Look at him getting up close here. But those cabbages gonna ruin his plans. A really nice attempt there. And now Victor's onto the B site.
I mean, nice for Sabrosa, not nice for Wardell. Cabbages ended up getting to him, doesn't like his greens. Now, of course, with the spike down 4v4, but Sabrosa's popping in. That's what we like to see, and the op is not going to connect onto Sabrosa as he's in the back of sight. Finesse holding the angle tight now, and he will just take apart every single member that pops in. Levi coming in off the flank.
Second right there after doing some aggressive stuff over in Garage as well. And it's those type of moves that can break open a round. Speaking of aggressive, look at Ye popping through a smoke.
Yeah, I mean, Levi was just going for the consolation prize. Eco round here for TSM. He wanted just that extra something. One round closer to the Hunter's Fury. The sooner he gets it, the sooner TSM can try to make a play off of it, right? But he just got humbled real quick. Yay with the jump peek out. Who does that?
Yay, apparently. We're going to have to remember that for the rest of this series if he keeps it going. 2 players from TSM quickly rotated over here, and we were able to do some damage with Sheriffs earlier in the game, and see if that's able to pay off for TSM. It's not. Envy just mowing him down. I actually think the Radiant box did not look like it was getting penned there, so I'll have to double check that one. I saw some bullets sparking off that box on the C site, but regardless, an easy secure here for Envy.
Sabrosa. What do you got here? Arf's playing close. Close with a Vandal. Could get tapped quick, or Sabrosa could have the better.
Those are the two options.
Player standing.
And we'll take the Vandal. Okay, we know what that one ended up being. All right.
I guess one of his teammates could have also shot him. You know, that could have happened.
Yeah.
They could have both missed. And it's a flawless.
Popping heads, and feels like he's been on this team forever.
Yeah, I mean, he wants to peek aggressively with that operator, so the team just has to be ready to set him up for success. A quick little flash in to peek on top of C and, of course, get that orb as well. Now they back it up and have gotten Marved up into this cubby that he's chilled out in before for a late round rotation. Envy have been pretty convincing when they've decided to attack sites, and I think maybe some preparation here, or just realizing that TSM are very slow to rotate on this map. You know, if you're attacking the A site, you know Bang and Hazed are going to be standing still over on C, guarding B, making sure these late rotations don't come through. So when Envy decide to hit a site, you're usually quite decisive about going for it.
They do have the Hunter's Fury. That's what they went for the orb for. Hayes is going to get out to safety. There's going to be the Hunter's Fury to try to not allow the connector play there. But not really going to come up with a whole lot as TSM are alive and well, except Bang. Bang will have to set this one out. Yay with a quick shot. Another one up to Sabrosa. This is going horribly for TSM. Still, 2 players remain. Levi and Wardell, the A-side anchors, coming a little bit late to the party. Finesse smelled something was up, and it was Levi.
All right, so Wardell's going to hold on to the operator. Good choice by him. But honestly, like, I love that attack from Envy because, I mean, we go back. Their C hits have run into basically the thing that determines whether or not it's a win or a loss is the garage control. You know, a player getting in window, popping down through garage. That time, though, oh, man, Envy just hunt him down. That 12.
Ooh, Levi is definitely going to be a little bit more careful with that one. Econ Bolt to try to spot out who could be on the opposite side. Not going to reveal any information. And TSM a little bit more grouped up here around the C side. I wonder if that's going to be consistent with the last round.
I mean, I will say they have changed up the Killjoy, right? Now, Killjoy with the turret in A link, and then they're playing 2 on A site. They could go for a more passive B hold. You know, right now it just looks like Sabrosa wants to clear out mid with the dog. Doesn't actually get information, I don't think, coming around that door, but Finesse is here for the kill. Envy have a couple to start this one off.
He's the A site. Could be a little bit easier to take. Sabrosa trying to run across, manages to make it through, but Hayes is
clear your corners.
Oh, he still gets it. Very well done. 2v2, things are a little bit more doable. Wardell peeking here with the Marshall as Crashy's on the retreat. Finesse, though, on the lurk. 17 HP. Have to be a little bit more careful and cautious as the turret is no longer active. Lineups here available for Crashy's. He's just biding his time here for Finesse. They start the defuse. He's going to have the intel because he's going to be able to hear things out, but they're going to clear instead. There's the shock dart. There's the defuse that starts to come through. Finesse, though, on the flank, and now Wardell has to be very, very careful. Knows that the shock darts aren't going to be coming through. He starts to defuse up to halfway. Can Finesse do this again? He's trying to be sprayed through here. Oh, the hipfire shot, not quite enough. The classic around the bend, finds one, just needs one more. He's gonna try to stick to defuse. He's up to half. He can get this done, but Crashies is hunting him down. What a pest!
Round for Envy that should never have been lost, and now TSM will still have the money to invest in this one here. Ye's on an operator, Wardell on light armor and an op 2, and he's taken a very aggressive stance over down C long, but Envy have no intention of going to the C site. They're A, and they're A quick.
Yeah, and you can see Hayes being prepared here. That adaptation, maybe, you know, we might argue a little bit late in the round, but it doesn't quite matter as this is the last round of regulation here, and lots of ultimates available for TSM. Lockdown is the first one of those, as we imagine Crashies might be available with something. Hunter's Fury to answer for one of the lockdowns. That doesn't mean that the defender one is going to be just as lucky. It will tag through. Oh no! One player does end up getting detained, and you can see Envy trying to rush over to support. They're pushing in with the Cosmic Divide. Players on the opposite side here, they're waiting for the swing. Breach! They're in! And still Finesse though around the bend. He's gonna find one, down to just 1v1. And they're playing around the Cosmic Divide! Wardell with the nail in the coffin.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think anyone knew what was happening in that round. Both teams felt like...
Envy managed to find the jump over TSM, 7-5, as we now have TSM on the attack. Now, Wardell kind of figured out by Envy for the first half, but the attack's going to be a little bit of a different ball game.
It certainly is.
Yeah, Wardell's going to have more comfort, I think, with his openings on this second half.
What on earth? What an interesting play from TSM. Finesse gets two, though, and that's going to stop things for just a moment. Yay in the back of the site as well with the Sheriff. And
TSM, but that was a blitz, and it's gone, and now see how TSM kind of react on their, of course, weaker buy. But what a halt there from Envy, and Ye just having a great game so far. Victor, one long. Here's the Stampede coming through. Gets flashed out. That's a weapon upgrade for TSM. They'll pick up that one and pass it along to Levi as they rush onto this A site.
it's bounced around in hands now as Sabrosa looks like it was passed on over to him. But you'll notice, again, Envy playing it similarly on defense to how TSM did, and you'll see Finesse still hanging out towards that C site. That's one of the fun things running mirror comps here, is we're going to see the really tangible differences in how these teams stylistically want to play out these rounds. But Envy already have 3 players here, and that's one more player than TSM would have liked to rotate over on defense. So if TSM decide to go in on this one, it is going to be real tough, because you'll see Crashy's ready to trade this close one so quickly, and even destroying the scout before I think it even sees Marv in the corner.
Marv was in such a dirty position, and TSM, they'll rush in and find one at least.
Really good at reacting to what TSM was going to do in the middle of those rounds, being ready to respond to just about anything. Yay with the operator, tries to take the quick peek there, but good Molotov will send him backwards, and the rest of TSM can decide what to do, because now it feels like you kind of have to mix things up as Envy. You still actually have Ye playing over towards that garage with the operator. No dash, though, means he's easily traded, but that doesn't seem to be where TSM want to attack. They've got 2 players waiting inside this smoke just outside the B site, ready to take some space here, but not put down the spike quickly. Leviathan still has that one. He is not in the area just yet.
I have to point out Finesse's position very deep down long, likely using Ye to help him out early. Down long, walk it down, but now they'll be ready to come through the run and gun for Marv. Hayes is down, and action on the opposite side as Finesse gets traded, but Ye is laying in wait with the op, and they have to be a little bit careful. Flash is ready. There's the swing. Ye has to back away. The spray will find its mark, and this is a great opening here for TSM. Crashies does cross alongside the way, but did he see him? I don't.
Yeah, Wardell spotted that one. They know this player's going to be long. He just caught the leg at the very last second, so Envy should be known that they're going to be coming down this long area. These positions great for TSM. They're going to be able to stop this one dead in its tracks. Nicely into the 4th here. It did seem like they upgraded some guns. Of course, Ye went on to the operator, so now it's just going to be a marshal for him, and see if he can find a head for himself.
Yeah, he was
narrator. He couldn't.
Yeah, it was, you know, operator Marshall. We'll give it to Wardell. You'll take this one, but it's a little slow approach here into C. They'll back away, leave Sabrosa to his own devices. But you know, with Envy so far pushed up down this A side, they've gotten such good reads on, maybe not reads, but having their players so far pushed up gives them so much information. Last round it was Finesse down C long. This round, they've got a crossfire set up in a lobby. I'm expecting to see a lot of this from Envy. This gives them so much information, at least to say, okay, we've got so much of this map control. We don't need to worry about
has a
certain
drone.
points.
Are they gonna? They're not even gonna use it. This could be really tough. Wardell. Oh no, they're not ready for it. Just a sheriff here, so it's really hard to get more than just that one. If it was any sort of SMG or rifle, it would have been a little bit better for Envy, but still one. Envy going to be happy with that.
Oh, Marv. That was a valiant. Kind of just, if they want B, they could have it, and they'll play off of that and take the mid round.
For sure. I think it's a pretty popular strategy for a lot of teams on this B, or on Haven in general, is play a little lighter towards B, maybe use some Killjoy utility to stop the spike from going down immediately, then get the rotations over. Important to say, the ult economy in this one, I think Crashies went towards that A long to make sure he got that orb, and now has his Hunter's Fury to counteract that of Leviathan, but Sabrosa has those cabbages to play with too. A whole lot to work with on the TSM side, and just like 2 points off here, just a couple points off for Envy means that it's going to be a little bit harder to fight back immediately if they're not able to find some picks on those critical members first.
A little bit more respect out of Envy this round, less control around those extremities in terms of what we saw in the rounds prior. And Ye's actually alone here, so no idea what's going on down the short side. He's going to eventually back away as Ye's managed to make it in.
His angle is being watched, though, by 2 players. That's tough. The attack goes on C, and now the timing is perfect for him to lurk up on A. Hazed catches Ye on that A site. Now the spike, he doesn't want to be here anymore. Sabrosa is now going to be lurking through C. They decide to go into C anyways.
Quick pick here for Crashies is still around the bend as Sabrosa will be taken care of. Still very doable for both sides. 2v3 with a very injured Victor. Seekers come out.
12 seconds. They're not going to do it.
Last player standing.
Oh, the swing there from Levi. Marv's got the angle from Platt. Still one more player funneling down the long.
Them that Wardell just decides to dash into the site, hoping that the rotation hasn't fully come over from Envy, and it wasn't enough. He got killed before putting the spike down, and then the rest of the team isn't close enough to help him out whatsoever. Now TSM, I mean, Ye gets another quick kill to start off the round. Beautiful from him, but is traded out by Wardell.
And that's going to be, of course, the tailwind expected, but that's worth it. That dash gone, you'll take Ye for Hazed any day of the week. Lockdown, though, has been a useful tool as TSM comes running through, and we're seeing a little bit of a mirror from what we saw in the first half. The peak there from Finesse.
Crashy's got the spike. Crashies lurked all the way up long, so they hadn't been pushing into actual attacker spawn. This round, Crashy says, you know what, I'm going to do it, and catches that spike rotating over towards C late. It's just beautiful. So even if Wardell shoots this, he's now given up his position. Ness is playing over on that C site, and now you even have Victor trying to get this crunch on Wardell. Bang is spotted out, tagged up by their 7th round, but we're a little bit more predictable, and I think Envy preyed on that just a little bit, and now TSM are struggling to figure out where's the consistency from Envy, and the consistency has been that weak B site. So Wardell dashes in, is going to get tickled by this turret. Actually does a serious amount of damage, down to just a little over 100 HP, but still gets that spike down on the light buy.
Caterpillar to get his way out. Cosmic Divide from the defense. I like this. That means they're going to go fast, and they're not really going to let TSM feel super comfortable about the hold here.
It's another flank.
Coming in from behind. It's flashed out here there from Levi, and just pinching him up from behind. I love this play from Envy. And he tailwinds out to safety, just down to Wardell, and he's wondering how all his friends fell apart. Doesn't matter. The culprit has been caught, but Crashies will finish
3 before his hands turn off, and Wardell's able to shut him down, but Envy in a beautiful position now, already just crushing on Haven.
And this could be the last round here as well, as TSM have a lot of rounds to go through. 5 rounds to make it through, and already it's off to a great start here for Envy. Looking down, you could see TSM just trying to find something on the way out. Envy's not going to give him anything. They don't need to.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's the beauty. I don't think Victor's played that angle yet. You know, he's played similar angles around short, but hasn't gone for that late peek in that hole just yet. Finesse even wins his 1v1, the Killjoy difference, and now TSM pretty much have to commit onto this A site. Wardell gets the first, and that's good, but again, you have to worry about your back this whole time for TSM.
Cosmic Divide to break through into the site. Of course, we do see Crashies having a little bit of lineup here with the shock darts, and it goes Bang gets taken dangerously low, but Finesse on the lurk. Marv wrapping around. Envy are like hungry, bloodthirsty hyenas. And they smell their prey. TSM just trying to hold on here as well. The first swing comes through here for Finesse to jump down. Or thinking about it, Finesse still just stealing the show. It's down to Wardell, and they're going to flood him out the 4K for Finesse. That is map number 1 for Envy. What a performance. In the control here for TSM versus Envy's control. Envy's going to have a much more interesting attacking half, but TSM's going to have a pretty good hold all the way around.
Yeah, it's interesting because Bang previously has played the Sage a couple of times on this map. Of course, the wall can be pretty annoying at locking down certain areas, halls, mid doors, these types of things. Now going to be rocking on towards that Asterisk. You can pair that up pretty nicely with some other utility options. But on attack, you'll see TSM, this is how they play it. So you got a camera in mid from Hazed. Make sure you can spot those rotations coming around and then get those very late lurks coming in towards the team. Leviathan's waiting for the creep up mid halls, though, and now they can attempt to open this door and get onto that A site.
It's a very interesting split. Still, though, A's not quite winning the rest of his team. Levi is a little bit of a problem for Envy. And that door just keeps getting open and closed.
It's the little mini game we all love to play.
Yeah. I didn't know this was Valorant Candy Crush expansion, but Sabrosa's popping oranges and just down to 2 players here for Envy.
Victor's not ready for it.
For Levi, not ready for it. Just down to Marv, and he's gone too.
I really map where there's a lot more space to cover, so it does make sense investing a little bit more heavily into that longer range one shot. It's actually a force from Envy as well, I'm noticing now too. So on the heavy armor people, just on Ye won't be from that long range, but I do like forcing on a map like Breeze where you can get a couple of marshals and get a whole lot of damage done. This is a map where if you have a strong opper, strong marshal user, you can definitely turn these rounds straight around after losing out on pistol.
I've seen maps where it's 5 marshals on the anti-eco.
I love it.
It does get a little crazy. There's the first pick though for Ye on said weapon, but Sabrosa much more.
Is that thing a marshal or a shotgun? I can't tell.
Yeah. Still, Envy on this force up is gonna feel the pain being down a member already. They're gonna open the door and hope to see what is on the other side. Marshall here. Crashies and Victor. Victor from the longer range, Crashies from the tighter range, and they're looking for Marv on the flank through A lobby. May just be looking for exits. They are kind of just not really forcing the issue. Wardell's getting up close and personal here to Victor. Knows that there's a Marshall on the opposite side, and they need ways out, right? So they have to force these issues as fast as they can. Now they're going to start chasing down Crashies. Misses that shot. That has to hurt. Now just down to Marv. Nobody's going his way since TSM have cleared the opposite direction. And that's round 2 for TSM.
To happen from Envy. If they were ever going to do that, they would have to posture aggressively or hope that TSM overcommitted stepping forward outside of their smokes, and made it really hard for them to make many waves in that one.
There's a big thing happening with this dog early from Sabrosa. Finesse has been in the position to get rid of it every single time, and you know, I think TSM is looking for information on seeing who is kind of playing close to the A site. Well, okay, hold on. Wait a second.
Good night.
Well, the
round's
the
over.
eco.
Continue
yeah,
your
the
point.
Round's over.
You're good.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what that develops into, because once Finesse breaks the dog, he just backs away, and the rest of the round plays out.
Mid-door attack, try to shorten the angles you take when you are on those slightly weaker buys, and well, make sure you have your gun out when there could be an op on the other side. Ye shuts down Leviathan and Halls.
I thought that was Spike too, but that was actually just the op dropping after he fell. Spike over towards the B side. This might be the first look here from TSM cheat over towards the B side, but 3 members here. Bit of a read from Envy trying to anticipate this A site isn't all that it seems. With Wardell just sending shots. Oh, they're gonna send players over. They're gonna send at least Victor.
I think TSM have realized that there hasn't been a big rotation over yet. They were trying to make noise and then maybe get those players to leave B and get the spike down. But as soon as they realized, wait a second, Envy are holding their ground. There aren't a lot of people in these close angles. We can actually take so much space here. Crashies in a perfect spot, but his shoulder is spotted over the corner, and Sabrosa gets him for it.
That darn cape. Damn it.
No capes.
No capes. Oh, no. Okay. Still, though, There was an opening pick from Ye, so this is a 4v4. And TSM just slowly walk onto the site, and now, oh no, Hayes is in a little bit of trouble, but so the flash isn't quite coordinated as Envy would have hoped. Victor still manages to come out with the even trade, 3v3, as TSM now getting into position. Op v op is available here, as Wardell is going to be looking for Ye and vice versa. Lockdown is plopped.
And look at Sabrosa on the
really
minimap.
good.
So with the lockdown, Sabrosa has taken this huge lurk on through here, trying to get in from behind on that Halls player, but Ye actually falls anyways.
It's a very important pick. Now they'll see at least one player kind of struggling to survive. It's Victor, one player remaining. Finesse, he's going to save the weapon. Very good call out there on Sabrosa. That was kind of a weird position for Envy to be in. Crashies was kind of the one and done.
Now they actually don't give up that they went for that leg flank, so it could be an option for Sabrosa a little bit later on. This is that dog you were talking about earlier that comes around the corner, gets shot immediately, tells them KJ is here. I guess there is a certain amount of information you can glean off of that and say, well, Killjoy's utility is going to be on this A site, and that could be another idea of their play, but still waiting to see if they do anything a little bit extra with a move like that.
Yeah, moreover, to your point, he hasn't really been focused on here for TSM. I mean, if A works, why stop forcing that issue? But Ye, he's pushing up. He's going to have a pretty good angle on at least Hayes to the left side. Nope, not yet. Camera does spot him out, and that's what Hayes was looking for. And now Ye, you got all that control, which is fine. Has to worry about his mid flank.
It's all about the space you can take on attack, and that's why you have the Hunters coming out here to give some information. Tell Envy that there are a couple players over towards that B site. So Broza gives up his position, knows there's a player playing right over by those doors, but it's all about these late moves, because you'll notice like Hayes has not left cave, right? Is just waiting for the rest of the team to rotate on back. TSM seem much more comfortable taking this A site and holding it in the post plant. So once again, that is going to be the aim of attack for them. It's up to Sabrosa to maybe find a play through these mid doors here.
Oh, that's so brave there from Sabrosa. Manages to take down Crashy. Over and over, manages to control it onto Sabrosa, but of course,
10 seconds left.
Time it took.
Spike planted.
I know exactly. Great control for TSM. They try to get Sabrosa up through the lurk, gets spotted from B, and still manages to find a peek through the doors. Now 2 players remain here for Envy, and it's not looking like a promising situation.
I don't think so. They don't have any flashes left. They used their last one over by Bridge. They're like, okay, we have to walk into 4 players, an operator, and no utility? Probably not a good play. Let's go ahead and back on out of that one. And I mean, it was so brutal because it looked like there were 2 players from Envy trying to play over towards double doors and get that trade going. But the execute from TSM was timed in such a way that the second Sabrosa was coming through double doors was the second the rest of TSM was popping straight out of cave. So that second player wasn't even able to get the trade onto Sabrosa, was able to get that first one pretty much for free. And they went 10-2 on defense. So good news for TSM. When they switch over to that other side, as they have looked pretty good on that one. Notice that Hayes has taken so much up towards that elbow area. Marv not expecting it. Really nice initial pick for TSM. And we'll see what it changes, because right now Envy have committed 4 players towards this A site, and TSM not looked for B just yet.
Wow, Ye's gone. He was looking for an aggressive position. There's going to be the pit that goes up. Victor going up forward, and the pit will go down. Unfortunately, caught by, I believe, the guiding light or something. Couldn't see.
Up against TSM, but that doesn't work either. Now we have Ye playing over towards mid with an operator in hand. He's actually going to be taking the peek over towards elbow, and it could be if they wanted to a little bit more pressure up mid. The problem is, against this Cypher Cam, you can't take space in mid. You know, they're putting their drone there. They're potentially considering walking up, a Victor later in the round if they want to, but that camera is always going to be such a nuisance. It's so important to be able to shoot that down and break it, which I believe Envy were able to do. And now that creates a little bit more caution that TSM have to respect up that mid push.
This is like the most different round we've seen from TSM. And I think maybe the tack timeout, they're just feeling things out first.
But even like Sabrosa has just crept over to A stack. Like he's just on A site. Like no matter what TSM are doing, it seems to just all be working. Even with players leaning over towards A, there's no one on B right now. And the spike may just very well walk onto that site too. Envy have given up full control to try and fight back a little bit over mid, and it's going to work. Ye gets 1, but they surrender B site.
Yeah, a little bit easier on the retake compared to A, I think. But they still have
30
to deal
seconds
with it,
left.
finding that initial pick. Look at the position here from Victor, able to wrap around, has to go through the smoke, but Wardell's there with the knives. That flank could have been a little bit beneficial to Envy, but they already lose it. Cosmic Divide to go up to make this retake even more challenging, but at least it's going to give Envy the space to push up. They can send some of their utility in. Still nothing here from the Marv utility, as he did not place anything on the B side. Now he's going to plop it down. I like that it's late. Now it goes up. The push on through. Bang's ready behind one of the corners. And Hayes on the opposite side. They're just waiting for them to push in. Come on in. Shot's good there from Finesse. That's Hayes down. Just down to 2 players here is Wardell. Still playing around. Still waiting for Bang on the swing. The push in there from Wardell. Tailwinds forward. Just down to him. But
There's no time.
is ticking. There is no time. Doesn't matter if Envy find success
running out of it. They had a 5 versus 3 situation and they didn't want to make mistakes. That's the problem there. They don't want to lose any picks walking through that Astral Divide, but the Cosmic Divide rather, and they end up being punished so heavily for it. Again, Envy seem to think the idea is going to be taking a little bit more space up mid and up halls. The push from Finesse, but they are just scrambling to try and find a round here.
Normally Levi would be pushing up through here and Sabroso would be at where Levi is, but little swap. Finesse might find himself one of the most annoying TSM players that constantly has been a threat throughout the course of this half. Okay, a little bit challenging to land that one, and still ends up finding it onto Levi, but Hayes is going to be wrapping around from doors very, very late. That's going to be a little bit problematic for Envy. Now, they don't really have the best weapons. Hayes finally makes his impact. TSM just very comfortable with just waiting this one out, playing all the different positions they have. Look at Sabroso. Like, how do you get in a position like that?
Yeah, well, he won the duel up halls, and that took out one of the only rifles for Finesse. Finesse had a Vandal on A or up mid, and it has been working out so incredibly well for TSM. Envy just do not look like they have an answer.
And back to business. Levi tunnels. Oh. Sabroso sending that dog out.
Oh, timing.
I love this. I love this. Great pick. Levi's still going to get the space. It seems even though TSM can still stabilize off of this.
Leviathan doesn't actually want to push through that door. That's where things start to get a little bit hairy. You got to clear a couple of different angles, so you got to be real sure no one's going to be watching that one. But you'll notice mid completely belongs to TSM. Hayes and Bang have crept up from elbow, and they even have that Astra Smoke to let them cross into Nest. And this is going to let Leviathan peek at the same time back in towards Defender spawn. You'll watch them all moving in coordination. This attack from TSM so nicely planned, but a little bit unfortunately there. Crashies finds to end the third. Even with the coordination there, they did not expect that player to be right underneath them. A great fire back from Crashies to buy Envy their second round of the half.
Wow, that was phenomenally played. You talk about the timing for Levi to pop out, but it never came. Crashies just gave them so much respect, so much space, but worked out in the end. But Wardell, hold on a second. 1v3. What do you got cooking up for us? I think this dude Crashies playing close. He's got it. The 4K on the ramp.
Kills great. The third one, exceptional. And, well, very nicely done from him. So this time, TSM fire back with a little bit of quick mid control. Still have that spike left near spawn. It's just going to be Wardell gaining this space because the last few rounds, TSM have just given that up. Last round, of course, they did get that creep up from elbow, and that was almost very nice for them. But again, just trying to find a couple of different looks here as the attack seems to be more focused around mid doors and seeing if someone's going to cross that angle.
Similar to what we saw in Haven, Envy don't like to give too much away, which is what is allowing actually TSM to push up ever so slightly. Checking angles, pushing up, checking angles, pushing up.
Envy have a lot of ultimates to work with this round too. So if TSM take their time, that can be problematic for them. We saw them just lose a round on Haven because they ran out of time, and they've had some 10, 15-second remaining plants to work with. But when you have something like the Hunter's Fury or the Lockdown, you can shut that down very nicely. TSM seem to want to creep in towards A. Bang is in position, but gets dinked, bonked through the box. Marv gets that one, and now Marv in a great position again to just slow things down. Less than 30 seconds here, and you have the Viper util to slow it all down. The Hunter's Fury, Crashies has a couple of shock darts as well. This is exactly what Envy need.
Well, they pop in. Wardell's the first to go. Hayes has the up, strangely so. Still going to find its mark. Wardell has gone hunting. The battle there for Crashy's sour as Levi punches back as well.
Exactly
3v2. Neural-Theft's going to give them all the information that they know, but that means that Victor's got to turn on the Jets to push on in, finds one at least to start, and they're going to try to stop from the doors, but Finesse walks through it anyway, just the tail end of it. Now, popping through the screens, are they going to have to do that? They might just wait things out. There's a flash. Unfortunate, so unfortunate. Just down to Finesse. The quick flick for Hayes. And
a gun to work with here, a rifle to work with, but they still have those ultimates, and it does feel like by playing on site with Crashies there, it did stop him from being able to use that to slow things down. Do you get a cheeky Turner? No,
wow.
Crashies. He's wiggling around there. The force from using those shock bolts is enough to push him around the corner and let him get picked off.
Oh, Marv is in a really good spot, though. Has the Spectre, but it doesn't matter. He's looking to try to flank them in. There's the spray, looking for at least one. The quick turnaround from Bang. That's the spike down. Sabrosa still, he's going to be putting on the Jets, pushing up forward. Finally deals with Marv, who was lurking around. Victor was also somewhere in all of that craziness. And now it's just down to Finesse. Final round of the half. Can he win this 1v3? He's got the lockdown available. TSM have a lot more to work with. Played slow. Probably not going to be using the lockdown, at least to start. Checking his corners first. Wardell's going to be his first contact point. That's one. Levi knows exactly where he's located, so he's going to try to throw that poison cloud down. Sabrosa's looking for the swing in, but they can play in and out of all of this smoke. Sabrosa.
Oh, he saw the arm.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Oh, Finesse. No, didn't.
Maybe get a little combo play working. Anyways, we are on to the second half, and of course, this is, if you're wondering, this is TSM's map pick. So it is expected that TSM win this one. Envy only one game played, and it was a pretty convincing loss on their behalf against Sentinels. So we'll see what they can do on the attacking side of things right now, actually, with a quick workup towards Elbow. I kind of like this as far as attacks go, but you'll notice TSM are not in their own spawn. They are in Envy's spawn and very fast on this rotation to hit Envy from the back.
Oh, very quick pop there from Victor. Bang is down, and Hayes has been overwhelmed. I was wondering how long they were going to survive anchoring down the site, but you can see TSM coming in from the opposite side, but they know this! They smell it off the first.
Pretty difficult to clear away if you are on the side of TSM, and once again, it's going to be a mid-A split instead this time, using that dog to clear out those close corridors around double, and TSM look to get really aggressive on defense once again. Just a couple of pistols here, but they can find that quick push and actually drop down through the vent in mid. That's a little bit confusing as Finesse will get traded out. TSM have a rifle.
It's not something you want to have happen here for Envy, but Victor in a prime position. He wants to go down the vent too, as there's a lot of TSM members coming into the doors. Wardell's in a little bit of an interesting spot as well, as he swings off onto EA. Not going to quite work out for him, as finally Victor will fall. And once again, 3v3, spike ticking here. TSM need to act, and going to be a little bit of a challenge getting back into this A side.
I think it's going to be about the exits. They're running out of time. You actually saw Hayes dropped his Sheriff to hand over to Sabrosa because, of course, he's going to be rocking the Spectre for himself. Leviathan was trying to get the exit on that side. So, yeah, TSM just going to run in here, make sure they die to the spike, reset their economy. A chance to shoot someone. That's got to be the worst feel in the world.
Yeah, he's playing the Astra minigame, you know, and you got to do it for your team. Just push here from Wardell. No, he's going to take one in the opposite direction. Still Sabrosa waiting for the swing. There's the pop, and he's being tagged up by the Marshal.
Oh, there is nowhere to go.
Underneath the vent. Crashy's in a little bit of trouble, but he's covered by Ye. Finally, when he makes his way out, though, Hayes has that one, but already trades in favor here for Envy.
The Ye Crashies duo playing up mid there was absolutely gorgeous. Ye taking that first, duel to then allow Crashies to sneak in a little bit closer. Then he gets the trade with the Spectre. Beautifully done. And you know what? One of the things you have to learn bringing a new Jet into the roster is how you play those initial frags. Looking for those initial plays. Very nicely done by that duo. Look at your map, though. A long push up through mid in towards defender spawn from Marv. It's all about the timing here. If he can catch Bang on this cross here, and Bang, don't know if he suspects it. He's a little bit cautious to make that push come on through, but Now you can just get that rotation over towards B. Marv's like, hey, no one's biting on the push from B site, so maybe go over towards B and I can get some players rotating from A to that B site.
30 seconds left.
This position, though, is all about timing, like you highlighted, but even more so now that it's going to be the B side focus. Guiding light in. Okay, that is heard by Bang. Maybe. Nope.
I don't think so. It also, I mean, it tells Victor that there's probably going to be no one on this site. There's not a lot of places to hide away from a flash like that. Marved. Oh, it's so good on the timing. Just one more second. He turns away. This is all he needs. He hears them running. Doesn't get the shots, though.
No, Marv. No, just down to Victor. That feels so bad if you're Marv. He did take them low, though, so we do have to consider that. Guiding light to pop out. Still lots of players. Too many angles to cover. Very well done. So unfortunate for Marv.
Honestly, that felt like one of those rounds where if Envy is going to win this map, they needed that from Marv to at least get one there. Because, yeah, with a spec with that still, though, seems like a very large mountain to climb for Envy to come back in this half.
Wardell. Nope. Manages to make it out. Very tight. Seeing a lot more mid control here from Envy as opposed to TSM's kind of attacking style.
Here.
A lot of information.
I've got your
Not even smoking this cross, because we did see TSM do this once, but they smoked the cross to try and push into Nest. This seems to be just a straight up B hit. They can come in at multiple different angles, but you have to be able to clear arches. That's going to be one of the hardest here. Crashy's going to have to come up with that one, but Bang gets his.
Wow. Ye is just on fire. Then the angle here from Marv looking deep mid, and he's going to run right into Wardell. Still very doable for TSM. They just have to kind of get back together. Hayes is going to be the first contact point. Wardell's going to be running right into the open arms of Crashies and doesn't spot Wardell on the bridge there. Now, 2v2. No, this is not the way it's supposed to be going. Finesse now alone on the site. 1v2. This is very doable for TSM.
I don't actually think there's a Molotov on the spike either. He's got them in the back of sight, in the entrance towards B as well. So it's gonna come down to the guns here to make it happen. Here's the tap. Sees heads.
Oh, it's close. Oh, they just need to wrap around. Oh, he's sticking it. Oh, Finesse. One more player. There's not enough time. Finesse with the Red Bull clutch.
Jet on eco rounds, because next round you're going to be able to invest in an operator for yourself, but you do not need to overforce and risk losing those ults that could be so impactful for a round on even buys, because you just need the two. And Wardell, go on a rampage. Why not?
Yeah, he's going to want that weapon too, maybe. Oh no, it was knives. So there's really...
He lets Sabrosa run up for that gun, I think. Actually, Sabrosa changes his mind even.
That's a phenomenal weapon, by the way. To really stop this Envy momentum as we speak of the devil. Momentum found in the hands of Victor and Marv in very deep.
Yeah, how does he keep getting away with it? Every time, just creeping on through. So frustrating to deal with there. And of course, you know, TSM weren't putting a lot of control over towards halls. On this lighter buy, they really wanted to fight over cave, but now they've given up at B site, and there's another lurker. Like, it just never stops on this map. You know, you have Viper up halls, you have Finesse chilling in vent here. Like, why not? More players just keep turning around the corner, and he turns it into 3 out of nothing. And it's good stuff there from Envy. Now, of course, an operator back in the hands of Wardell. We saw a lot of TSM on attack using the dog up through cave. Now it's going to be a drone instead, and very interesting Viper's pit there, because you could use something like that dog to like very quickly clear out through there, but it looks like Sabrosa either didn't have enough money, or sorry, not Sabrosa, should be looking over at Victor. Victor does still have that dog, of course, and could work through there if they want to.
That's their answer for Marv. That pit, that's their answer.
I mean, valid. I mean, you do what you got to do, but there's another lurker too, right? Like, now Finesse has crept up through mid. He's like, okay, we know a Viper is in halls. A-site might be a little bit light too, and Hayes gets spotted. You don't want to see that. Ye gets the opener. It's starting to fall apart here for TSM.
Oh, that's such a close angle for Ye. Finds Hayes still around the bend. Pit is up. Spike is ticking. 3 players remain for TSM, and they are running for the stone fences all the way to B sites, keeping those weapons strong. But Finesse is going to be maybe kind of peeking around, still trying to figure out where they might be. He's really not giving up his position, watching those potential door flanks that could come in from TSM, but they're not looking for the spike, and he's going to lose his life. They know where Sabrosa is for the moment, for that at least they're not playing for the site. Does Envy go hunting?
Gone.
At least
I
for
think
one.
absolutely, yeah. I mean, because at this point, you've strung a couple rounds together for Envy. They're not going to be hurting their pockets for money in this one, whereas Wardell went for the operator 1 HP through the wall. Wardell gets a couple more time.
Take
Speaking
flight.
of Wardell, looking into cave. Gonna find some Killjoy utility before he pushes, but on the opposite side, it's Envy pushing up through elbow. Uh-oh, Sabrosa on the run. He does have a weapon. The flash out, and there's the swing. It's good. And they'll follow up with another punch as well off of Marved. Down to just 2. The original members on the A side anchor. This is looking like a round for Envy here.
Yeah, I mean, the mechanical attack there from Envy was just absolutely sublime. I mean, you don't expect TSM to be playing 3 players on that angle. Wardell's been waiting for that one for a long time. But in all honesty, Ace gets his too. That's very nicely done. Should go try and retrieve that gun, more than likely. But I do want to talk a little bit about how they execute that, because you have like Victor coming around the corner that's not like over swinging. You know, if he takes an extra step around that corner, he's of course going to be traded out by that 3rd player. And then you have, I believe it was Marv that swings out after him. So on a mechanical level, very nice to a sight. Now Envy are geared up around that A site. That lurk up through Hall has been very good for them. And now, of course, there's no ultimate to stop them. Yay, gets Wardell. The op is down. And now Envy are going to try and burst into the sun.
Oh, it's unfortunate for Levi, just trying to spray through the flash. Does end up getting caught. Sabrosa on this really deep push up through mid. There's going to be a player up the ropes. Doesn't spot him. Down he goes. And still the flash looking to pop through. The turret is down there to support. The swing from Crash. He still finds its mark there from Finesse, and it's just down to lonely old Hayes.
Wow. I mean, the timing that was almost brutal. Finesse, he's going to get traded again. Look at this. Envy have really used to bounce back on this attacking side, because on defense, they were just getting blitzed. TSM was running just about anywhere they wanted to be, but now that Envy can have that buddy system a little bit more and choose when and where they want to go in, they're really allowing their individual ability to show.
Oh my goodness. Ye has been on fire in the second half. Hayes now just trying to find safety. Shot's good for Marv. That's not Ye. We're looking at Ye's perspective, but he's not the one that finds the pick. Sheriff's online here for TSM, and they're trying to make their mark, pushing through the mid doors. But they're being pushed back by utility. Bang down to 52. There goes the spray, and Marv just is like, I know you guys have nothing.
Last player
Okay.
standing.
Evening the playing field. Pistols only. He still wins the duel there.
All right,
Now it's
Wardell, you got a shorty. Yeah, that's a nice looking shorty. It's the all matte black variation. It's very popular for everyday carry. And well,
my God.
you hate to see
Armor, everything. They've got ultimates, Cosmic Divide, Cabbages. They've got this is the round TSM need to win if they
Flash
want
will
that
put-
overtime.
Yeah, Flash pushes Ye back out of mid, and watch Wardell getting aggressive with the operator. It's been an aggressive op duel, and it's Wardell that gets that one. That's big, and he also boosts up, checks, sees no one else in mid. Now you have to worry about the push up through halls, but they have a tripwire here this time. This is important for TSM to make sure not too much trouble, and Wardell gets a second. That is absolutely huge. When does this trip get broken, if ever? Because they've actually been able to take a whole lot of space up there. They can see into TSM spawn, so it may even be giving a little bit of false sense of security over to TSM if they end up pulling out the rotations. The problem is, for Envy, there's only one player to attack out of A main. It is just Crash, and there's 2 players staring straight at him on the crossfire.
It's broken, and it's not really quite communicated to Levi. Sabrosa in a little bit of a troubling spot himself. Manages to stay alive. Not only that, but find a pick onto Crash. He's pushing in through cave. The spray from Marv. Oh, that's dangerous. Sabrosa, you're in trouble. Getting cooked alive. That's fresh Sabrosa for you. 2 ultimates now in combination for Envy. Spots out Hayes from range, but now they can get to safety. This round is igniting. Marv gets spot from behind the pyramids, but the Viper's Pit is protecting the opposite side. The swing through! Hayes is down, just down a bang. You got injured members, and now it's the 1v1. The pit goes down, the 1v1, the spray, the Vandal! It's Finesse!
Sam, and they've got everything, right? You still have the Hunter's Fury, you're ready to go. The lurks through have been absolutely phenomenal for Envy. Even that round, there's a tripwire telling TSM their players pushing into your spawn once it's broken. Envy don't care. They're still able to get the kill, see someone from behind, and now Wardell, once again, we must ask him to show up, and show up he does with the first.
Yeah, still though traded out by Ye, and Envy will actually back away. Finesse is going to be in an interesting position as the cabbages are coming his way. He's got to back away, and he'll back away to give them a little bit more space. Oh, he's leading them so far away, and he's going to still find a pick regardless. One more body peek there from Sabrosa. Will find those Guardian shots, but they're prepared over towards the A side. Levi playing close to his chest, playing tighter angle with the Spectre, but he's being volleyed out of position. Finds Mars! How does he find that second? Crashy still finds one on the way up, but he's all on his lonesome now. Sabrosa and Wardell, name a better combination.
V side, Leviathan still has to hold on to that Spectre, but it served him well in round 23. Let's see how it does him in round 24.
Pit is down. Cosmic Divide available here for TSM. Hunter's Fury and Cabbages on the opposite side here for Envy. What ends up being used here in combination? And it's usually what happens between Ye and Wardell. That's always been such a pivotal factor. Smoke to allow Ye to push in, but I think Finesse did not intend to molly Ye off from his passageway, and he's playing so close. Oh! Hayes gets the jump. What a great opening pick. The Cabbages now finally coming through. They're looking to execute. They're being pushed in. Bang alongside Levi are getting overwhelmed on the B site, and Levi's just stuck in this pit now. Has to play on both sides, but the neural theft is going to help out so much. Finds a pick onto Marv. That's going to open things up. They're taking them apart one player at a time. It's just Victor. This is what map 3 feels like. Victor, his odds are all against him. It's still a possibility. 1v3. Pit is up. Levi's playing within it. He's and Wardell long from the site. No, Victor's
30
here.
seconds
First
left.
one peeks. Levi just has to wrap around. He's waiting for the jump through. Pillar. Shot's good for Wardell, though. The pillar.
Phoenix and Arena can flash you in and be very strong at that. Victor can take so much room, can clear angles out as well with that Roomba, and can punish a team for being a little bit slower on the draw, for giving you that time just instantly blitz in towards a site and get the spike down before you even in an area to stop them from planting.
Yeah, and of course to kind of add on a little bit more Arena pick, which has been quite standard for TSM on Ascent, is such a situational agent. There's like ways that you can make the Reyna shine, but there's also a lot of ways that you can't. So we'll see how that ends up being utilized right now. Over towards B main. Not looking into piles quite yet. While Envy are developing this push over towards the A side. Finesse playing on the A main side while the rest of the team pushing in through tree. And they get the initial contact play off some of that utility. The Paranoia in Haze with a fast dink onto Victor. And that is the exact blitz that you don't want. They lose their fast player, and they're all relatively low. They're going to push in, do what they can, but they're all so low. They can't afford to take this fight. 3v4 as Sabrosa's let them back away.
Look at the patience, though. Again, TSM do not leave their sights. Like, Bang has not left B. Leviathan considered walking towards mid, decided to go actually back, but now Crashies has pushed all the way up towards ramp, up into A heaven. There's 2 players hell, so he can't actually get a good angle on them. But when Envy decide to attack this site, they are not going to expect a player being up here. They can get that crunch, but very low HP to work with on Marvin Ye.
Give a recon bolt. Yep,
oh, there it is.
And they know exactly where they're looking at least one player. There's the first player that drops in. They're all so low, just down to Marv, 29 HP, going up against Wardell, and of course.
Ground, although they are mixing things up for the time being. This time around, Bang is going to be moving over towards A main. 3 players here stacking up to see if Envy were going to hit this site. But as soon as they realize, wait a second, no one's here, now you expect a little bit to change.
I still think if this continues, they might be a little bit more prone to lurks. We saw Crashies get a lot of space and even waited in defender spawn for a little bit. We'll see if that kind of becomes like a reoccurring theme. Victor pushes back some of the TSM members with the paint shells. Hasn't really had a lot of success yet. And eventually Sabrosa will just take the battle. The jumping classic will find its mark, but Wardell's like, oh, wait a second. That's not Let's go.
Raise there. One
Bang,
enemy
though,
remaining.
will be able to nullify.
Spike down
Now to
mid.
Finesse, who finds another pick, and it's a 1v2.
They're just going to be playing a quick default for the time being. 3 over towards A main, seeing if they can maybe find a pick, but the one-way goes down, and I don't really want to push past that. Bang, however, does. Going inside the smoke. Oh, I love this from Bang. Does he get the angle? Not quite. Actually gets slowed down on the way out, so he's going to have to run on out of here, but Wardell's even boosted up on the Sage Wall, too.
Yeah, they have to worry about the A main push, though, and you see Bang is trying to go back to his homework, and Marv does found his number on Sabrosa for now. Can he close the door? There it goes, and it's being sprayed down. It's broken quite yet. Dell on the boost. We like that. But look at the fast moves there from Victor. That's what we talked about. He's already taking control of Heaven. And that means TSM are going to struggle to fight back into the site. Though Bang finds a great pick. Onto Victor. Still 3v3 is that's what remains. Lots of injured members here for Envious. They're just trying to keep their boots on the ground. Flank around for Finesse as he's being flanked around by Hayes.
So many flanks.
Don't catch each other. Still going to be a good position for Finesse. Wardell so patient with the op. He doesn't want to be losing it. Doesn't have anything else to work with. Has to have Bang lead him. No utility, no Lear, no nothing. They've got to go in completely dry. Hayes coming in from the backside there. The door's closed, which means Finesse is going to really struggle to get back into the site. They find 2 picks fast, and now it's just down to Finesse, who was lurking the whole time. Up in Heaven, it's ticking. If he can take out Bang, he can win the round. No, Hayes, he's got it. That's the 3rd round for TSM.
And A main. We just ran all the way through A main, so Heaven's pretty much the only option. And TSM will find their 3rd round. They continue to love having Wardell play over towards Catwalk. See if they can get a catch through tiles. It's a good tag from Ye, and even gets Wardell. Ye showing up big.
Oh man, that's off down. Marshall versus Sabrosa's like, come on, you guys can't finish him. You guys can't finish him. He's off the swing there. Smoke off to let them into the A side. Spike still nowhere near as the shock darts come in. Sabrosa alive with 3 HP. See Marv close the door. They're going to try to break things down in the meantime.
Sabrosa just finds 2, a 3rd. Praxius is able to trade him back, but good lord. Sabrosa shutting down the sheriffs of Envy with ease.
I think sometimes this lurk from Finesse is going to be kind of put in question. You can see he's joining now, but he has to.
Spike
Right?
planted.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the luxury of having additional members that are there to support Crashies, particularly Marv, Victor, or Ye. 2v3, doable, but going to be difficult. Burberry spots 1 player out, and Finesse here, he's going to have to worry about the players rushing in. 1 player already tagged. They drop down. Finesse finds Bang, but he was the injured member. Quick trade there. Levi just going to make it a nightmare for Finesse, but now the 1v1!
Like, I think it was Leviathan was just waiting at bench, holding that cat flank from Finesse the entire time. It never ended up happening. Once the spike hit the ground, that's when he made the rotation over. But Finesse is able to mix it up.
Oh my God.
And
Oh,
Bang
no.
gets one through the smoke, because why not?
And that smokes down. They don't have anything else to work with for the rest of this round. If you count Ye Smokes, who has now been spotted. Hayes knows where he is. They might need the support to help deal.
You
You
should
just have to wait. Wardell's coming. Hayes can back away. Shot's gonna miss. Is he gonna boost up? No. Uh-oh. I'm dealing with this lockdown. Levi! Oh, he even gets that 2nd shot. They're just waiting for the lockdown to give him the space to get in. Wardell's gone. As they push on and Showstopper to get the space into the site. The site has been cleared, but the spike officially being planted. Ye just picking off anybody who deems themselves equivalent to push in. I think they are worthy. You are not. Ye is just taking names. There's his 3rd. That's the 3rd name. You'll get Bang.
A whole lot of contest around that mid area, and you can see now on the pistols a little bit more aggressive stance from Hayes, but gets punished from that long angle. All those close angles going to be cleared out. Wall banged through from top of mid as well, and there's a couple areas you got to worry about. That exit, when you get straight out of B, there can be players in pretty much everywhere, and yeah, double shock dart right there on lane. That is also beautiful. Why not?
Here.
You get a kill towards Mark, kill towards B. It's almost certain that TSM going to be stacked a little bit more over towards A. They might not expect a 2nd player up in that cubby, though. This could be a kill for Sabrosa if he gets the timing right, and he doesn't.
He is just on top of it. He is so on top of it. Hasn't skipped a beat. Victor also has had.
Taking a peek over near tiles, and it's actually baited a lot of TSM members away from A site in the past, and that's why I think TSM are mixing it up and keeping a couple players to hold that spot. But again, it's a full surrender of mid control, just an alarm bot here to allow information that players are moving up that mid area, and Victor doesn't want any piece of that.
Here.
Oh, this is dangerous. I was kind of wondering what they were doing pushing up. He still finds one. It's not supposed to be that easy, eh? It's not. There was a lockdown. You hit in a corner with a slice of pizza, and you find Hazed regardless. That is insane. Now what do you do, Envy? Now what do you do?
B site looking awfully low on resources for the time being, but Envy don't have perfect information of that. They are going to attack through market here. A lot of angles to clear away, but Ye is going to do that the easy way by clearing them all by looking straight down. Do them all kind of at the same time. It's very convenient on that jet. They've got full control over the site. They can slice off half the map and just shut down any entrance into this area. TSM might have to think about saving here. We've got an Operator and Odin, two fairly expensive guns. But Envy are still on the hunt with that lurk. I mean, like, what is this? What is this from Finesse? He's just all the way up here, just is guessing Sabros is going to be here, is guessing there's going to be that save call coming in from TSM, and Marv is on the attack as well.
These B hits have been very, very deadly. Okay, close the door, but don't survive. See the door close. Now Marv is going to use his own utility to get in, but B hits have been very good. We talk about that tiles look from TSM. I don't really know. Okay, Wardell finds another one. Even still with these mid looks.
System playing over top mid. And it's just going to be a hold from Ye. So not aggressively peeking into an angle. Sure, he can't be traded from this spot, but easily take this shot and then dash on out if you even need to.
Oh, there you go. There's so much that happened this round, and it's already fallen apart. Wardell now just going to give himself a little bit of cover. He stops the push into A, but already so many picks have happened. So Broza puts down a smoke mid and TPs into it, and then gets obliterated by Crashies, as that was just an obliteration onto Marv. Similar, they look quite similar. Rest of the round still not over yet, though. We can talk about breakdown after 3v2.
Vanessa has no help here to get this cross going over, and Sabrosa's going to revive as well, so they're calling back Ye. Crashy's in a good position to knock down the resurrection, and the distraction actually lets them into the B site. Look at that. So chaotic this round with the res and with the peek out of pizza that Ye's even able to get a third, and they're going to put the spike on the ground.
Yeah, but Ye's really low. Levi can definitely make this work. Swaps to the op. I don't know if that's the best choice, at least initially, to look in. No, he's going to go with it. Okay. Has shock darts available. Has the drone available as well, but may not want to drone in the off chance that he gets swung on. Alarmbot's going to spot him out. Hey. Getting close towards me. Look at the timing on this utility. The swing. He has no choice. All he could do is just
from tiles, but with all the havoc that was going down in mid, and with TSM really lacking information, right? TSM had full control over mid, but no information as to how far Envy could have gotten in their spawn, if, you know, where exactly the spike was going to be, all these sorts of things. So weren't exactly prepared for it, and that allowed Envy to get onto the site and ultimately stop Leviathan from doing much with that operator in hand.
And even now, TSM looking for some mid control, definitely a little bit more passively. Oh, they're sending Bang in. He's working so slowly. Okay, who's in tiles? Okay, spots one, finds it. That's it. We don't need any more. They're all going to scatter now for TSM. They find what they're looking for.
Yeah, TSM, much like on Breeze, playing very aggressive defensively, trying to peek out of that cat area. And they've been burnt in the past, right? When there's a lot of players in that A main lobby, if you peek out cat, that just gives up A site unless you have someone playing up towards heaven. This time, though, Envy are more geared around top mid, and now deciding to move over towards that B site. Run. TSM playing off the site currently. That Killjoy ultimate not necessarily going to clear a whole lot. It does look like Bang wants to get in a position to try and find that first kill. Perhaps dismiss out with 2 seconds left on the clock. He's going to back away, and it's just a push in towards mid now from Envy.
Yeah, this is a great spot for Sabrosa. Oh no, position given up, but Ye's still not looking. Oh no. Still manages to cross. How has Sabrosa gone unchecked? Oh, this is not good. Wardell. Sabrosa finally finds a pick on the last lurking member. Finesse Ye is the last member standing. and he can do all that he can.
Sprinted through mid, and sure that let them get past Sabrosa, was holding that cat angle from bench, but it all shut down oh so quickly, and he will still have enough money to go into this round. Hunter's Fury as well for the post plant, or to try and clear someone off site. Looks like they want to try and clear him in the back there. Crashies gets his, and maybe a tag on site too. Wasn't able to find that onto Leviathan, but one is exactly what you're asking for.
Oh, the TP here from Sabrosa. He's looking to help out. He doesn't want them to get the control, but they've already lost Levi. It's just down to Sabrosa. The dunk from the showstopper. Wardell finds a consolation prize. But Bang's now the last member standing. What an execute there from Envy. A lot going on, but it started with a patented Crashies Hunter's Fury. Finds pick. Sabrosa TP's back to help. Can't survive. That B hit is deadly.
I mean, that's why you picked the Raze, right? Aerial supremacy. You have Raze boosting up. I don't think Jet was boosted there, but in theory you could. You have the Hunter's Fury from downtown as well coming through from Crashies. It is just so hard. Like, you can't really hide anywhere on that B site. Usually you funnel back into Boathouse, but that rocket is going to get you nearly every time. I also think, like, the way that Envy have been using the Raze has been really nice as well. Clearing out common angles. You know, if it's over on A, they often are using those paint grenades to find the clear of behind green boxes, make sure they can get onto that site with relative ease. And Bang is going to get hunted down here. There's one more. Don't turn the corner. Don't turn the corner.
Yeah, that. Actually, I think this is maybe one of the first times that Levi's actually peeking into B main. He's going to get pushed back by the drone.
Yeah, I really wanted to find that one, but he has to give it up exactly. It's possible TSM could look to push a little bit more aggressively out of A main. Again, they've got two players playing right next to that one way, and their B site is left alone. This is the one of the weaknesses of slowly rotating, is your team just does not have assistance on the site nearly fast enough. Now they're looking for that flank, and that could blow open the round, because you'll see Envy are taking things a little bit more slowly. They're trying to back away now, and there's not just one, but there's two players from TSM turning around the corner.
What a punch there from Victor. The Brosa's got to have to make it up big, and that's why he's playing it passively, because he knows, okay, if Bang wins that duel, then maybe I can push up with him, but now you're just like, yeah, I'll take these for free.
He
Still
gets
Crashies
two there.
playing slow. Oh, he comes back for more. No, you never come back for more. One ice cream is more than enough. Levi now the last player standing, 3v1, and they know, okay, there could be players anywhere.
I mean, Envy are playing every position. They got a player in their spawn, enemy spawn, and mid. What else can you ask for? The sites, forget about them. It's attacking. You just own their defender spawn. That comes first. They can get that planted, no problem. I like this from Leviathan. He will be heard grabbing that, but take the orb, because now he has a chance to get it in the final round. He's 4 away currently with a kill or death.
10 seconds left.
3. Not too bad here to get your Hunter's Fury before the half ends.
Nice. Many players that have to be there to kind of help thwart anything that is happening. And it's just not feasible to commit that many members to mid.
Somehow Envy just keep getting the reads right. You know, this time it's finally TSM playing an extra player over towards B2 in mid, trying to take control there. They're on a pretty scattered buy for the time being on that TSM side. But once again, it's Envy poached around A, poached around mid. And a nice little pixel to play with on the wall here. That's what Wardell loves to do. We haven't seen him do it too much, I don't think, at least on camera. We haven't gotten that caught. With an operator in hand on the stage, he'll leave himself just a pixel to play with here. He has a couple of angles he can pop on over. And Bang is able to get one and heal out. That's pretty important for TSM if they're trying to steal around on a scattered buy.
Oh, yeah. Wardell, be careful. You might get swung on. Yep. Okay. He's just trying to retreat, trying to get a little more space. Playing it close. Finds finesse. Things are looking real good for this last round for TSM. 2 players now remain as they are entering into the site. Great positioning. One player gets cooked up, and that's the spike carrier as well, just down to Marv. And all these upgrades have been... Somebody moves on, and somebody has to go down to losers. And it's been so close for this first half ender. Now we get to see the final one here on this pistol.
We absolutely do. Ye gonna be rocking a Sheriff. Doesn't actually want to peek up mid once he heard that that drone coming on down. We'll end up backing away for the time being. TSM just creeping up towards Catwalk right now. Entering into the tree room. And I mean, there's not really anyone holding. I think Finesse is playing over by Switch. So they can get in here pretty easily. Maybe start pressuring up towards A Heaven as well if they wanted to move on in. But it's going to be Envy forced way back on the site. But Finesse gets the first.
Uh-oh, paranoia. Finesse gets taken down. And of course, Marv just trying to provide some cover fire. Doesn't quite make it up, but Ye's already here. This is a much faster retake than TSM might be anticipating, and Ye has to back away because the Sheriff's not quite working out. Wardell playing close to his chest as it's just down to a couple members. 2v2. Ye and Crashy's working in tandem. Spike's still not planted. Weak unable to give them intel. That's Wardell down, and Hayes, you gotta move up, bud. The Spike's nowhere.
That's Sova doing so much work and just not allowing the spike to hit the ground. And well, TSM are going to be forcing into this next one. A couple of Spectres, not a whole lot of utility either, and Ye getting the first one here too. Ye are going to be able to pick up the Spectre, but now you are working against the economy of Envy, and in the corner too, Victor trades one. Ye is there as well. It's all lining up for Envy.
Yeah, this force up is a little tricky now. 1v4 for Sabrosa. Possible, but challenging when you're dead. When you're dead, it's a little bit Envy train.
I was wondering if TSM were going to maybe put a little bit more in, just because I think they had 1 or 2 players saving in the prior round. Sucked in and shot down. Marv will get that kill. Put down the Molotov, of course, to stop everything. And look at this, aggressively pushing out from Cat into mid on defense. The spike isn't here, so we're about to have a serious crunch down as Ye knows TSM is in here.
He doesn't have a lot of time. Look, the Sabrosa's coming, but it doesn't matter.
It
doesn't matter. Crashy just mows them all down. Ye's still fine.
It's been very pleasant to see between the two, and now Ye has been able to upgrade that Sheriff into an Operator. He's going to be playing all the way back in A Heaven too. The rest of his team stacked a little bit more over towards that B site. Crashy's
You're not gonna get that lucky again. you're not gonna get that lucky, all right? Slow it down.
I mean, TSM are really taking their time with this one as well. They've got all rifles here, so they want to be precise on it. Wardell doesn't get the kill with the boost up, though, and he gets shot down through the wall. Crashies, he keeps getting away with it.
Okay, maybe he is going to get a little bit lucky. That boost, he managed to get attacked early on. Wardell was down to 90, and he still boosted up, and he boosted right up into a drone. Oh, he's running. Marvin's like, I saw you. I saw you. There's no way. No,
he didn't.
Oh,
he just showed a gun.
But still doesn't find the frag. Sabrosa has to back away. Marv's like, what the heck? How did I lose all my HP? Bang now pushing in. Doesn't have a lot of time, but guess who's there? It's the turret. Crashy's off the swing. Levi just popping off, making sure that they can get to this B site successfully. Ender 2v3 still very doable. For Envy here.
An Operator in the hands of Ye. I mean, it means he has to find this first pick, or it's almost all over. You still have
2v2 for a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, Hayes is playing outside of B main, right? He's not even going to give the kill over. He might even have post-plant mollies or something he can get done from B main as he holds as long as he possibly can. Finesse is just going to grab this Operator and run on out of here. Even better for him as he held on to 50 armor too, which is really big. Can save himself an extra 1,000 credits in the bank here too. But it looked like it was going so poorly for TSM initially, because there were like 2 or 3 times they saw a gun peek past a wall, but they weren't able to convert into a kill. They got like some damage down on the spam through, or you had Sabrosa pushing up through mid to try and get some damage down himself, but they were able to convert it in the end on a good retake with Sabrosa pushing back in through.
Like yeah.
What are you doing, TSM?
Yes. Uh-oh. Gotta run. Envy's on the run. Paranoia pushing him back. Hunter's Fury to kind of combo up here. Clear out the tree roof. Nobody's up cat to kind of receive. A Hunter's Fury to answer back. Saying, okay, what you can do, I can do better. Nope. Doesn't find the frag.
I can do equally as well, as they both damage the enemy's duelist. Oh man, I mean, now TSM have actually made this full rotation over towards the B site. Killjoy is set up here. That's going to be useful for Envy, knowing that there's 3 players actually stuck over on that A site. And, well, Wardell gets the kill with the boost here. Spike is stuck outside of the wall, and they're getting slowed down by that turret. They have to deal with Finesse before they get the spike on the ground.
I like this from Finesse. He's not taking the fight to Wardell. He's just trying to take the fights as they come. He finds one as a result. Does get traded. Bang healed up. Armor online. That overheal. We're just trying to decide. Oh, they can get a res.
Get the res, yeah.
Very, very good.
Are there any bodies they... Okay, there is a body, yeah, that was over on lane that they're able to get very nicely, but Crashies is here. The timing works out, and now it's a 2v1. Wardell, can you do it?
Oh, no, it was the bait, the res bait. That has to hurt. And what are they looking for? Maybe an op, something? Yeah, no op. No op here. Wardell with not
There's an op
with-
somewhere.
There's an op somewhere.
Oh, pump it.
Trying to buy him
There's
some
an op
time.
somewhere. Okay, yeah, pump it. Yep, nice.
Nice. Good,
Okay.
good comms. Good comms.
Yep. Okay. Good comms. Good comms.
Comms.
No time. No time. Diffuse. Diffuse.
Oh,
Run.
wow.
Save. Okay, we got it. Nice. Now on defense, procuring those first 3 rounds is absolutely massive for them, but TSM can definitely find a way to turn this around, and they have decided to invest in this one. Leviathan not going to be rocking anything, but they've got a couple of rifles, a Bulldog, and an Ares in the hands of Wardell. Triple stack over towards B from Envy could open up TSM for a bit of an attack here, but I think even they are being a little bit cautious about forcing in to these angles, knowing that on these weaker guns, it can be very hard to break into a site. And now they've actually given enough time for Ye to rotate over here with his operator into A Heaven.
Yeah, he did expend the Tailwind to avoid any swing off of the drone mid. The Tailwind's gone, but I think he popped knives as a result. So maybe looking for some quick kills to get the Tailwind again. That's very conditional, right? He needs to find 2 kills before he can just do that. So not having the Tailwind, I wonder if that's going to play a factor. We'll have to see as TSM start to prepare their journey onto this B site. Finesse playing close by logs.
Oh, man.
We've got a Crossfire with Marv. Crossfire, name a better combination here for Envy. The boost again, but Marv's in the same position that Wardell found him last time. The lockdown as well. This is going to be a little bit of a troublesome combination. Envy don't really have the tools to do the lockdown. Marv can get to the back corner of site and survive, but he's just going to play for the retake. Finesse really is just a champion. He's going to hold on to the
2 players detained.
2 players get detained. They don't know where Finesse is. They'll punch them in the mouth hard. As 2 players, 3-4 will come down fast.
Spike
The
planted.
lockdown works out masterfully for TSM. Now it's just down to Victor. What a round there from
Out
TSM.
of
This
charges.
Crossfire looked like it was going to be deadly, but the lockdown just had no answer.
Well, the lockdown was great, and then I'm a little bit perplexed as to what Envy was trying to do in that position. They were hoping that TSM would maybe get a little bit over eager and leave B main before the lockdown hit, but they didn't, right? Like, you had Marv who was stuck over in logs and had a smoke down that he could have put in B main and then crossed, maybe gotten out of that situation. Sure, you have to worry about getting spammed on through, but given you a little bit better of a chance, I do feel like. Up a whole lot of rifles from the dead bodies of Envy there. 4 in their hands now to try and win an 8.
Moving fast into B. Crashies is really, the weapons aren't great, but that doesn't matter for Crashies. Finds the initial pick up to bang. The swing from Ye, still having that op. TSM focused their attention over towards the A site. They're split up by the Nano Swarm. Hayes takes a little bit of damage, but the TP in got a lot that they can work with somehow. Finesse finds a pick and a little bit of chip damage to boot. 2v4 here now as Sabrosa goes on the lurk. Does get jump spot there by Victor. And as he goes up here to Heaven, somehow maybe miscommunicated Sabrosa with 2. Now it's just down to the 2v2. Marv and Ye. Cosmic Divide is up, giving them free reign of the site, but Marv gonna pop out of here. Sabrosa ready with the cross, and now it's just down to Ye. What does he end up doing here? Waiting for the peek. Sabrosa, but the smokes go down. There's the tap. Shot's good for 1. Now the 1v1. Ye versus Sabrosa. Is he gonna peek through? Smoked himself off. This is good, but the tap needs to be continued tapping. Ye, you don't have a lot of time. You need to get it at least to have the ace for Sabrosa.
On through, gets the spam after a little bit. Very nicely done from him, and we still have a whole lot of money, but TSM are starting to get a little bit of that momentum back in their favor.
Initial pick here for Victor off of Cat. Sabrosa's like, all right, I'm going to come deal with this guy. It always seems like when something goes wrong for TSM, Sabrosa like does the dirty work.
Look at this guy.
He does the dirty work to try to get, well, it's just unfortunate that the reverse is just what happened to him. Finesse with that pick. But, you know, he tried.
Look, he really likes that room. After last year, he's like, maybe if I go there again, I'll get an ace.
Yeah.
No, this time, Envy had a plan, breaking the glass, then playing that person really close right next to Tree. Nicely done from there. And you even have Victor playing all the way back into Fender spawn, watching that mid-cross. We can quickly rotate either into A, Heaven, or B if he needs to, and now with the hit onto A. He's going to make that move on over here. Hayes takes so much damage with the Molly, making it so impossible to hit that switch. I love that Molly from FNS.
Hang taking a little bit of damage as well. 1 little Devour and he'll be fine. As well as the heal available here for Wardell. can heal Bang if he wants, but kind of pointless for Arena. Lockdown to make matters even worse here for TSM, and they're going to want to try to force the issue. They don't really have a Sova to deal with this, so they're going to just send Wardell. Showstopper in. Good luck. Still finds 2 on the way out, and now Victor just trying to hide, but the detain is coming. Uh-oh! And that's Bang down. Hayes now in a 1v3 has nothing left in the tank. That is match point for Envy.
Envy locking down the site so well there. Got that first pick onto Sabrosa and then held their ground, made sure they had everything in place. The Killjoy utility switch. It pretty much blows up the round for TSM. TSM now again on such a miserable buy for them. They've got 2 rifles in their hands. A Sheriff, a Spectre, and an Ares. And remember, it was Sabrosa in the same position 2 rounds ago that found the ace and secured TSM a round. Now they have to now he has to have a performance like that if they want to stay alive in this series and stay alive in the winner's bracket.
Have a look at what those possibilities look like, Ender. Lockdown is the only thing available. Rosa, I don't know if that orb's been taken A main. Probably has. Not then. Yep, there it is. Probably the ult for Hazed. Lockdown to fake the A site hit. That's where the spikes cheated over anyway. But they're going to send members to B main as well. This is a interesting hit because the spikes just back and spawn.
I mean, it looks like TSM are trying to get the catch now as the rotate comes through. Spike will go back over towards the B side, but again, Envy are not biting on this fake whatsoever. Hazed is killed outside of A, and now they know, hey, it is on. TSM over towards the B side, but Envy are locking it down.
Oh no, this is not ending well. 2 players remain, Sabrosa and Levi. These are the players that can get the job done. Victor falls first, but still Sabrosa on lane, having to drop down. That's what he's gonna do. Shots good for Crashies, and Envy will advance.
Envy bringing in Ye on his debut with this roster, take down TSM 2 maps to 1. The one map they lost, an absolute nail biter.